Oh, hello, sir. I'd just like to know how to charge my LiPo and use my charger. Well, you're in luck. Welcome back to Crazy Hobbies Down Under. And on this episode, we're talking about LiPos and chargers, everything you need to know and nothing more. Skip, would you like to say g'day to our audience before we move on, mate? Piss off. All right, gentlemen. So, a lot of videos on YouTube talking about chargers and LiPos. It's like watching the bloody stock exchange. They give you too many bloody numbers. We'll be giving you numbers, but only the ones you need to know about. So, a couple of key points. Please always keep your charger on a cool surface while charging your LiPo. This is much better for the charger. Never leave your charger unattended while charging your LiPo. We're not telling you to stare at the charger, just be in the next room. If you ever leave the house, please disconnect everything from the charger, turn everything off, get back to it when you get back home. Also, give your battery about a 10-minute rest when you have finished charging it before you play with it, and vice versa. Give it about a 10-minute rest when you have finished playing with it before you charge it. And also, guys, the last point, which is the most important, please disconnect your LiPo when you have finished playing. Or else what will end up happening is, you have your ESC, which is your electronic speed controller. If you leave your battery connected to it, it will actually drain the power out very slowly, causing the battery to faint, and you won't be able to revive it. So please disconnect that LiPo. Let's go to part 2. Alrighty guys, so just coming to the charger. When you buy your charger, the chargers will retail for roughly around $50 to about $100, and they will usually include everything. Just make sure it says AC and DC. So with the AC and DC, you get your AC power cord, which goes straight to your power point, so you can charge inside your house, and you will get the DC power cord as well. So that just plugs into the back of the charger, and you can put that on the car battery, any 12 volt. And then they'll give you a charge lead, depending on which charger, depending on what plug you have, you'll have to change that to suit your battery. And they'll also give you a balance board, and we'll come to that in a second, and that's just to balance charge your LiPos. So let's get started and show you how to charge your LiPo batteries. Just before we move on, guys, we'd highly recommend buying this. It's a multiple charging adapter, and it's around $20. We'll put the part number on the screen for you. You buy any charger, you'll need this. All right, so what is it? The red and the black will go into your charger right here, and you've got all your different connectors and plugs. So all depends what you're running, car, boat, plane, you'll have all different connectors and plugs. Now, if you haven't got the right plug to plug into your charger, you won't be able to charge it. So if you buy that, you've got yourself covered. You've got all your different connectors in there, your Traxxas, your EC3, your Dean's connector, XC60. You'll have yourself covered. Doesn't matter what battery you buy or what you're doing, you'll have all your charge leads there. So purchase this, and yeah, you'll have everything in there. Now let's come to charging, and we're going to try to make it as simple and as easy. So we're going to get a few batteries here. All right, so that one there, guys, 7.4 volt, 3000. It's just basically a rule of thumb. So what it is, that will go into here, obviously with the right connection, okay? And then on your balance board, now you can see here, we'll just zoom up. All right, you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So depending on what battery you have, guys, depending on what battery you have, in this instance, it's a 2S. So the 2S one, your balance lead is going to be much smaller compared to your, let's just say, 22.2 volt, which is a 6S, and look how large that is. Okay, so the higher the S, that's going to be larger, and it's very simple. The 2S one, the 7.4 volt is going to fit into that socket. The 3S one is going to fit into that socket, and so on and so on. Alrighty, so every time you grab your LiPo battery, you will plug it into the positive and negative, obviously with the right plug, okay? And you'll also have to plug your balance cable or your balance lead into your balance board, okay? So just quickly, guys, on every battery, right, it will say 2S, and you'll plug it straight into there. So your 2S one, just line it up, be careful, and just push it in flush, and that's it. And then plug it in through here. Doesn't matter if you do it vice versa, nothing's gonna happen. Just, you'll have to plug it in through here and through here. So, you've plugged it in, right? It's a 3000 7.4 volt. So all you wanna do is, you can press battery program, and you can go left and right, okay? Now, depending on the technology of your battery, in this case, we have a LiPo, so let's go to LiPo battery, and you press start. Now, once you come into this menu, you can go left and right, and it will do different things, all right? But what you really want to keep it on is balance charge. So let's just show you. You've got normal charge, you've got fast charge, and storage. We'll come to that in a sec. All right, so every time you want to charge your batteries, guys, keep it on balance charge, okay? And then all you want to do is you just, once you're in here, this menu, you just tap it once, the start button or the enter button. Now, it doesn't matter what charger you have, they're all exactly the same. Now, rule of thumb, if it's a 3000, guys, you're gonna whack it on 3 amps, okay? There's nothing more to know. Once you're happy there, you press that once again, and then the S will start blinking, and you can go up or down. All right, and we've got a 7.4 volt. So this is what you need to see on the screen. And what you'll do is you'll hold your hand down on the start button. Obviously, this will be plugged up. We're not plugging it in because it's gonna take time. Plug it all in, and that's what you need to see. And then once you see that, you just hold your hand down on the start button for about 2 seconds, and then it will make a beep noise and it'll advance to another screen. Once it advances to another screen, you need to quickly press the start button once again, and it will start charging. So just press that, and it will say battery check. That's not connected. Like I said, we'll show you in a second, and it will go to another screen, quickly press enter, and it will start charging. So that's that. Now, it's really easy, guys. 11.1 volt, 3300. When you're charging, this is all you need to look at. Don't worry about all the other numbers. So once again, plug it in, positive, negative, okay? And this one's your 3S. Let's have a look here. See here, 3S. We're just trying to make this as quick and easy as possible, guys. Now, 3S, like I said, line it up, and it's gonna go into the 3S like that. Line it up straight, and push. Voila. Okay? And when you're taking these little buggers out, be careful and be gentle. Don't just yank on it like this, okay? Try to clamp on it with your fingers right on the side here. And what you want to do is, you just want to jiggle it out, all right? Oh, a bit tough. All right, there we go. Now, you've got a 3S LiPo at home. It's very easy. You do exactly the same. This is a 3300. So what you want to do is keep it on balance, tap that once again. Okay, you want to bring that to 3.3. If you've got a 5000, guys, 11.1 volt, all you need to do is just bring that up to 5 amps, okay? That's all you need to do. And then once you're happy, flashing means adjusting. Once you're happy, press the start button. It's flashing means adjusting. You bring it up to 11.1 volt. And that's it. And hold your hand down again. It'll advance to another screen and tap it once and it will start charging. Simple as that. And you've got your big whopper. Go back, press LiPo, press it again, 5.5. Okay. Press it again, and then 6S. Sorry about the background noise. Pretty noisy here on Parramatta Road. All right, now, and that's it, guys. LiPo balance, we'll explain what that does. 5.5, 5500, okay, and 22.2 volt. That's all it is. Plug it in, and press enter. It's as simple as that. Now, balance charge and this. What does it do? Now, just to put it to you simply, all it does is, when you balance charge it through this plug, okay, you can't see this one because it's got black heat shrink over it, but you've got 3 cells, okay? You've got 3 cells in here, 1, 2, 3. And this plug is wired up to each cell. And when you balance charge it, you're giving it a better charge. You're giving it an even charge. And what's that gonna do? It's gonna give you better performance, okay? It's gonna give you better runtime. And the most importantly, guys, the battery is gonna stay maintained. And that's why we recommend charging it by balance. That's the wisdom behind this board. Alrighty guys, so we're just gonna show you when the battery's charging, all the numbers on the screen. So we've connected it all up, put our settings in, and this is what's gonna happen. So, ready to go, hold your hand down on the enter or the start button for about 2 seconds. It will beep. As soon as it starts beeping, guys, let go, right? And then it will come to another screen, it will say confirm, and then hit that button once again, and it will start charging. So let's go. Let go, quickly, and then press start. So your battery is currently charging. Let's zoom up and have a look at these numbers, eh? Oakley dokley. Now, the charger has picked up what battery it is, okay? It's currently charging at 3.5 amps. Now, this charge current, guys, it will start high and then slowly decrease, all right? So don't worry about that. Don't panic. And then you have your voltage. My battery is a 22.2 volt. It's currently sitting on 22.9, right? And that will also increase. Now, just with that, a 7.4 volt, guys, once it reaches full capacity, it's gonna be around 8.4 volt, the voltage. So don't panic. And you have your 11.1 volt, it will reach around 12.6 volt, fully charged, okay? And then you'll have your 14.8 volt, which will go around 15.2 volt once it's finished, or nearabouts. And then you'll have your 22.2 volt. That will go around 25.2 volts, okay? So each cell in here, when it's fully charged, it's at 4.2. So 4.2 times 6 is 25.2. So that's the wisdom behind that. It's currently balance charging my LiPo, okay? And it's currently been on there for 1 minute and 30. Geez, I've been talking for that long. And this number down here is the milliamps it's pumped in to my battery. And that's not necessarily going to be 5500 once it's there, because it already has a little bit of charge already in the charger. All right, so it's as simple as that. There are all your numbers. If you wanted to know, you can do a few other things if you want to. Once it's finished, guys, it will beep at you, okay? It will beep at you. If you do not hear the beep, all right, bottom left-hand corner where it says BAL, when you come back to the charger, that's gonna say END, end. All right, and then that way you'll know it's finished charging. And all you gotta do is just press the stop button, and that's it. If you wanted to check if all your cells are balanced, once you finish, you can press the right-hand button, and it'll give you a readout of all your cells. So let's quickly explain the volts as simple as we can without confusing you. Now, don't worry about all these other numbers. 7.4 volt. So if they say to you, you need a 2S LiPo, they're basically telling you you need a 7.4 volt LiPo, all right? So that's a voltage there. Then you've got 3S, it's gonna equal 11.1 volt. And then they'll tell you it's 4S compatible, right? That means it's 14.8 volt. And the last one is 6S. Right guys, so when they say it's 6S compatible, they're telling you it's a maximum voltage of 22.2 volt. And that's what the voltage is all about. Now with the voltage guys, it's very simple. The higher the voltage, the more power, okay? It's as simple as that. So higher the S, more power, more speed. So we're gonna come to milliamp hours and mAh. What is it? Please explain. Sure can. Now, you buy your battery and there'll be a big number on the front and there'll be mAh right next to it. So it's very simple. The mAh is short for milliamp hours. Guys, the higher the milliamp hours, the longer the runtime. It's as simple as that. You have a 3000 milliamp battery. It's gonna last you anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. 4200, which is around 15 to 20 minutes. 5000, which is anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes. Then you have your 7000 milliamp battery, which is going to give you roughly anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes runtime. I'm going to say 30 to 40. So the advantages and disadvantages with your mAh. When the milliamps get higher, guys, your battery will usually get, not necessarily, but sometimes, it will usually get a little bit heavier, okay? And what you're doing there is you're gonna make your car or boat or whatever heavier than usual, and it's not gonna be as nimble and as fun to drive. All right, so people that want that extra runtime, hey, you're gonna have to get the 7000, you've got no choice. Car's gonna be a little bit heavier, but you want the longer runtime. Now, the perfect medium is gonna be your 5000, okay? So it's right in the middle, all right? And the good thing about it is that a couple of things. One, your car's gonna stay pretty nimble, okay? So it's gonna be fun to drive. But the most important thing is that it's for your electronics. So when you have a 7000, your motor and your ESC is getting cooked, okay? Because it's running longer. Something for 5000, right? It's gonna be pretty much all right. So it's not gonna run that extra 10, 15 minutes and heat up the electronics more. Now, if you go lower, 3000, it's got no weight whatsoever. So your car's gonna stay extra nimble, which is gonna be more fun to drive, but you're just gonna not get that runtime. So, the 5000, we find it's the best when it comes to milliamps. All right, guys, let's come to the C rating and let's have a look what it means and what it does. So we only want you to focus on the number here, 50C. It'll always be a number at the front of your battery and a C at the end. So the C rating is basically the burst. It's how much voltage the battery can push out if needed. So the higher the C, guys, the better. Now, if you have a lower C rating, I would say 20 and down, what will end up happening is, if you have high-powered electronics, your battery will have to work twice as hard to push the voltage out because it's a lower C rating, causing the battery to get hot and then puff. When a LiPo battery usually starts puffing, it's not a good sign. The higher the C, it will always push the voltage out as needed. You'll always get maximum performance out of your car, and your battery will always stay maintained, and you'll always have that consistent power. Now, let's just say you're in your real car and you rock up to the petrol station. You got 91, 95, and 98. With your 91 is your lower C rating. I would say anything under 20C, your car will still run. You might get a bit of splatter. Your battery won't stay as maintained, and your engine won't stay maintained either. So 95, it's a good C rating. And then you've got 98, which is from Gen's Ace, anything over 50C is what we call a premium C rating. You'll always get that maximum performance and your battery will always stay maintained and you can push that voltage out when needed. Now, don't get caught up too much on the C rating, guys. With Gens 8, they'll always give you what we call in the RC industry a true C rating. So whatever C rating you see on the Gens 8 LiPos is true. So that's about it for the C rating, guys. Hopefully that helped you out a little bit. So guys, we're just going to show you the LiPo storage setting on your charger, and we're going to explain what that does very quickly. So go to your LiPo battery, okay, you can cycle through, hit it, and once you're in this menu, cycle until you find storage, okay? Now, whatever battery you have, obviously you'll have to set it up. So just hit it once. We have a 3300, 3.3 amps, depending on your battery, your milliamp. That big number, you'll set it according to that. 5000, 5.0, simple as that. Hit it once again, okay? So 11.1 volt 3S, 11.1 volt, and you can set it. So once it's set, connect it up through here, and you're positive and negative, okay? And you're ready to rumble. Quickly, without confusing you guys, the storage, it will charge your battery to 50%, okay? Now, once your LiPo batteries are charged to 50%, that's the perfect storage capacity to store them at. So they're neither fully charged or they're not flat either. Okay, so they're right in the middle. Once you charge them at 50%, that battery realistically can sit there for over 6 months to a year. Perfect condition, won't puff, won't go down. It will just be right. So it's very, very important you use that setting if you're going to be storing your batteries away, or else if you don't do that and you store your batteries flat or you store them full, you will have trouble with it, and you'll make your hobby shop more richer, if we can say that. All right, so that's what your storage mode's all about. Now, we thought we'd chuck this in here as well. 2S, two 2S's, two 3S's, or a 4S or a 6S. And it's a very commonly asked question here at Crazy Hobbies. I don't even know if commonly is an English word, but I'm going to go with it. So, let's just say you've got a car and it's 6S compatible. What do? Do you buy two 3S's or do you buy the one 6S? Okay, a lot of people think, oh, you know, what do I do? Now, it's pretty simple. There's disadvantages and there's advantages here. If you buy the two 11.1 volts, okay, the advantage is if you have another car that takes an 11.1 volt battery, then you will be able to use it for that car, okay? So you can use it in both cars, which makes it good. The downside about that is that you have to charge up two batteries, so it's going to take longer. If you go for the 6S, the disadvantage is you can only use it in your 6S car. So, you know, you have a 3S car, you won't be able to use it in your 3S car. But the advantage is that you only have to charge one battery up. You won't have to worry about charging two batteries and worrying about if they're charged and all that sort of stuff. So, and it's one pack, okay? So it's going to fit into your car much nicer. So that's the advantage there. Charging one battery, it's just convenient, whack it straight in, off you go. And the same thing will apply with 2S or 4S. If your car's a 4S car, you can buy either two 2S packs or the one 4S pack, all right? So hopefully that makes it a little bit more simplified for you. And let's just talk about soft case and hard case for a second, right? So you've got your soft cases here, right? They're exposed, and then you've got your hard cases here. Now, the advantages and disadvantages in your hard case and soft case. Soft cases, they're going to be much lighter, okay? So it's going to be, whatever you've got your batteries in, it's going to be much more nimble. And with the hard cases and the soft cases, they're not as large, okay? So they're going to be much more easier to fit into, you know, whatever you're doing or whatever you've got. Now, the advantages with hard case is that your battery is much more protected, okay? So that's very important. All right, so if you can pierce that much easier compared to that, okay? So it's well protected. The disadvantage is that it's got a plastic case around the battery, so it's going to be a lot heavier, okay? So that's a disadvantage. Now, regarding RC boats, I'd highly recommend getting hard case, okay? Because these bloody boats, what ends up happening is water's going to get in your boat, right? So all your water gets in here. Yeah, you've got to flush it out, which isn't nice. So, I mean, if you buy a hard case and you've got a boat, problem is, guys, just make sure you've got room. All right, you got a hard case, it's pretty much sealed, right? You know, just along here, and you can reseal that better if you like, okay? And just on these, I mean, water can get in here, but you could seal that as well. So your battery, your hard case battery is going to be a lot better in your boats. So hopefully that cleared up a few things for you. Okie dokie, guys, we're nearly home free. Now, 2 cool gadgets must have for any LiPo owner. Guys, we're going to try to make this as quick and as simple as possible, so please be patient with us. You got your LiPo buzzer, we'll put the part number on the screen and the price, and you got your LiPo checker, all right? Cool gadgets. So let's just start with the LiPo buzzer. So LiPo buzzer, you connect it up and you can set the voltage cutoff point, right? So guys, it's going to make a really loud beep noise now. So just giving you as a warning. Right, it does 1 to 8S. Whoop, my apologies. Okay, it does 1 to 8S. Now, when you plug it in, guys, you got your positive, which is the red up here, and then you got your black. Start from the negative on the 1S down the bottom. If you plug it in and it doesn't come on, well, you've plugged it in wrong, okay? So let's go down the bottom where it says 1S. Get ready, guys. It's gonna make a beep, loud beep noise. Okay. So what does it do? It will also give you a reading on your battery, just to make sure all your cells are reading okay. Now, put the volume down because it's going to start making noises. And what you can do is, there's a button up here, okay? You can push it and you can set the low voltage cutoff, all right? So get ready. 3.7, 3.8, off, and then 2.7, and it goes upwards. All right, so 3.3. I would probably leave it on, 3.3 and upwards. So that's basically set at 3.3 now, right? So you've got that in your car or your boat or whatever. You just strap that down somewhere, plug in your battery, and off you go. Once it reaches 3.8 per cell, this will start beeping consistently and constantly, okay? And that will alarm you to stop playing with the car or your boat so you don't drain the battery all the way down. So cool little gadget. That's that one. And now you have your LiPo checker. Now this thing's pretty cool too. So you just grab it and it's the same thing, right? It does 1 to 8S, and the negative, okay, you want to plug it up from the top. So it doesn't matter how you plug it in, it just won't turn on, so don't panic. So negative up the top, just plug it in. Kabushka. All right, let's have a look. As soon as you plug it in, guys, it's going to give you a reading on your battery, okay? Total reading. So it's currently at 37% charge, and all 3 cells are ready. Now what you can do is, the cool thing about this, if you're just about to fly your plane or you're just about to use your car, you can plug it in. Oh, yep, it's full. I'll just, middle button. Oh, yep, first cell, 3.8. Second cell, 3.8. Third cell, 3.8. So you know all your cells are matched. And you also know if your battery is at half charge, full charge, or whatever. So great gadget to have. We can't stress enough. Cheap, anywhere between $20 to $30. And the cool thing about it is as well, if you've got a faulty battery, you can plug it up and you can cycle through here, 1S, 2S, 3S. When you land on the 3S, if it says 0.000, then you know that you've got a faulty battery. And depending on what brand battery you have, you will be able to claim warranty, because usually when a cell drops in your battery, guys, that's not your fault, okay? As long as your balance leads are all there and they're not corroded or anything like that, that's not your fault. And depending on how long you've had your battery for, you will be able to show that on this and you will be able to claim warranty. So it's a cool gadget to have. All right guys, LiPo bags. A cheap investment and a must have for any LiPo owner. This one here's from Dynamite and the part number is DYN1405. The length on this one's about 30 centimeters long and about 20 centimeters wide. They retail for around $20 and you can fit multiple batteries in this bag. The bags are made out of a fire retardant fiberglass material which help contain and greatly reduce any fire inside the bag. So regarding safety and storage and your LiPos, this bag is a must have. If you're transporting your LiPos from A to B, we'd highly recommend using this bag also. Guys, most importantly, if you wanted to catch any flights and you have LiPo batteries and you wanted to take them with you, domestic or international, they will not allow you on the plane without a LiPo bag. So, you're ready to catch your flight? What we need you to do is, we need to grab your LiPo batteries, you got your positive, negative, and your balance plug here. We need to get you some tape, duct tape. We'd recommend sealing the positive, negative plug up and also the balance plug. And what that does is, it will make sure your batteries aren't exposed and nothing can short circuit. Chuck them in your LiPo bag. Now guys, you can't check these in. Your LiPo bags must be carry-on and carry-on only. Alrighty guys, so we're nearly finishing up with the video. Thank you for your patience, and there's a few more things that we'd like to share with you. I've probably told this story about 1,000 times, so it's 1,001. So here we go. You've got your RC product and you've got your LiPo battery and you've got your charger. What you need to do is, with your LiPo batteries, you need to charge them on the actual day that you want to play with your car, your boat, or whatever it is that you might have. Now the wisdom behind that is, what ends up happening is that when you charge your battery, you're actually putting chemicals inside your battery, right? Now, when you've got a fully charged battery and you don't play with it for a period of time, example, 1 week, 2 weeks, and so on, the actual chemicals have got nowhere to go because you're not plugging into anything. So what ends up happening is your battery will actually puff and it'll actually swell. So that's one of the reasons why your batteries are puffed or they're swelled up, is because you've left your battery charged. So it's very important to charge your battery on the day and play with it as well. And when you do charge it on the day, you will get better performance, because if you leave it for a couple of days, it will decrease in power. So charge it on the day and then play with it straight away. Very, very important. Now, lithium polymer batteries, the way they work in your RC products, cars, whatever it may be, the way LiPo batteries work is that you'll get constant power. It'll be full power for the period of your battery. So it'll be 15 minutes, full power, just like that, okay? It's not like your nickel metal hydride battery where the first 5-10 minutes it's great and then gradually tapers off and you start losing power. No, lithium polymer batteries, you'll get constant power and then you're gonna get a sudden drop off, okay? So you're driving your car around, constant power, and then you will notice a sudden drop, okay? So it's jumped off the cliff. Now, your car will still run, but it'll be very slow. What we need you to do, as soon as you notice that loss of power, you must stop playing with your car. So bring the car back to you nice and slowly, or go up to the car, switch it off, and remember to unplug the battery. Very important. So basically what we're telling you guys is that we don't want you to keep driving your car until it completely stops. No, because if you do that, you can damage the battery. So as soon as you get a loss of power, stop playing immediately. Okay, unplug your battery. And the last thing is when you get back home, okay, it can be an hour later, 2 hours later, whenever, you might get something to eat. When you get back home, the quickest and easiest way, you've got storage mode on your charger at all, but it takes a long time, okay? That's if you wanna leave your battery for more than, I would say, 6 months to a year. What we like to do is, if you've got a digital charge or whatever, just put your battery on charge as per normal, balance charge and whatever, okay? But what we need you to do is, we only want you to put it on charge for about 15 minutes. So anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. So what you're doing there is, when you finish playing with your car, the battery's flat. When you come back home and you whack it on charge for about 15 minutes, you're putting a little bit of life back into the battery. So you're not leaving that battery flat, okay? Because the batteries are very temperamental. If you leave them flat for a long time, they actually de-drain and they can faint. So very simply, when you get back home and you give it about a 15-minute charge, right? The way I like to put it is you're actually giving the battery a snack, all right? So you're just giving it a bit of energy. So it's like us. When you're hungry, you'll get lightheaded and you'll get a bit dizzy and you can faint. It's the same thing with the LiPo batteries. So the batteries are flat, they're a bit dizzy, you give it a 15-minute charge, you've just given it a snack, and it's the same for us. When you're hungry or whatever, I'll give you a snack and you've got a bit of energy, you've got a bit of sugar, your sugar levels are high and you're much more stable. So once you give that battery a 15-minute charge, you can unplug everything and you can pack everything away. And that battery can sit there for at least a couple of months without anything happening to it, okay? So it'll be nice and healthy. And if you don't play with it in a couple of months, just get it out again, charge it for 15 minutes. That's the quickest and easiest way without putting on storage mode and waiting for a couple of hours. So that's basically it. With your batteries, we can't stress enough on the brand Genzace. We've been carrying them for a while now. They're a great battery. You will pay a little bit extra, guys. You will pay a little bit extra, but you will get genuine warranty with Genzace, okay? And it's a reputable brand. Don't take my word for it. Go down to your local hobby shop, buy one, and give it a test. So we'd just like to thank our suppliers at Hobbies Australia. They are based in Newcastle, and only good things come out from Newcastle. We've got the good old famous Jennifer Hawkins, Miss Universe 2004. And go the Knights! So that will conclude the Genzace / LiPo charging series. And we love you all from down under. We'll see you next time.